It's it's because
I don't even realize that it's not there
anymore.
anymore.
To just go, okay, go to break, hydrate a little bit.
Yes.
It's routine.
Yeah.
And when it's not there, you don't have any water.
My Yeti tumbler is like the fifth Beatle.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've got a couple of beverages in the refrigerator. I just didn't have time to get it this break, but I've still got my salmon jerky.
There you go.
So
you got your salmon jerky.
Yeah, long as I got my
Yum,
salmon
yum, yum.
jerky, I'll be all right. Hey, the Guardians are in Miami to play the Marlins tonight. That is a 7:10 first pitch here on MMS. We roll out about 6:30. Where's the Friday? Maybe we'll roll out at, 5:15 or something. Oh, because we got the Bill Squire Friday Get Down later on.
We can
That's
do that.
why
We can do it early. We can do it whenever we want.
Well, I don't want to throw people off too much.
We throw them off just fine. It'll be just fine.
I have very specific ways in which I like to throw the audience off, and they might not be time sensitive. But anyway, 7 something is a pregame, and then 7:35. Your first pitch tonight. That's a 3-game series, and then they'll come back up, play a couple of games against the Reds before they head to Toronto to play the Blue Jays. The Guardians will return to the friendly confines of Progressive Field on June the 18th. So they're gone for a bit. I'm going to be out Portage Lakes way tomorrow. Later in the show today will be the last chance for you to qualify here on the show this week for one of these trips to Hawaii. But all weekend long, I'm going to be out with Kona Brewing out that way. And that is you coming out and qualifying for these trips. So tomorrow, I got a couple of different spots, and then Sunday. So tomorrow, I'm going to be at the Ramp from 3 to 4. I'm going to be at the Sandbar from 4:30 to 5:30 because people have been asking, hey, I live out this way. Where are you going to be? That's where I'm going to be. And then Sunday, I'll be at Dano's from 2 to 4. But if you go to WMMS.com, it will give you all the details because I have a handful of these all through the month. Coming up the 15th, I'm going to be at Pix. Have you ever been to Pix?
I have not been to Pix.
And then we do the finals of this at the Upper Deck on the 29th. And then one person is going to end up spending 5 nights in Hawaii with someone
fun.
of their choosing. That'd be great.
Oh, that's even better. You get to choose who you're going with.
Yes. So it could be a friend. It could be someone perhaps to whom you owe a favor. You know, they might have the opportunity to call that in.
Kona should have us broadcast there so we can document what a good time they have while they're
watch
there.
them have their vacation. Also, and I don't want to.
We'd be like, oh, what excursions did you do today? Did you go down the beach? You go see a volcano? What are you doing?
Yep.
That'd be great radio for all of us.
It might be
probably just me and you. I don't Mary can still broadcast from New York, and me. And
yeah,
you can go
Mary's
to Hawaii.
been to Hawaii. I've never been.
Me either.
I think it would also be a great opportunity for somebody to really pull a baller move with someone that they haven't been dating very long. You know, like a grand gesture.
Mm-hmm.
If you think things are going well, but it hasn't been that long, you go, hey, listen, I just won this trip to Hawaii. I'd love to take you. And then you go, don't tell my husband. And, listen, people are living their lives out there. You can't tell people what to do. You can't tell people, quite frankly, you can't tell them anything anymore. Every circuit can't tell them what to. Yeah. Yep, nothing will quench your thirst like salmon jerky, somebody points out. I like it way more than I thought I would. I was trying it for something different, but I enjoy it quite a bit.
I don't think I've ever had salmon jerky.
Salmon smoked maple strip.
I mean, I like smoked salmon.
Yeah.
I'm very big fan of that, but I've never had it in jerky form.
Is
it dry?
Yeah. It's an epic. I've had the buffalo beef ones before, but I tried the salmon. And if that doesn't blow your skirt up, it's described as a ground and formed meat strip.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Yummy. Bon appetit. So, Alan, please ask Bill, if I win the Hawaii trip, would Bill like to go with me? Well, Bill's going to want to know if you're a male or a female first.
No, I'll go.
Unless you do a bros trip.
Listen, I'll go.
You'll go. Yes.
Why not?
If you win that trip, Bill will be your plus one.
If I'm getting a free trip to Hawaii, yeah, I'm going to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
It could be you and this person.
I call Little Spoon.
I guess somebody has to call that first.
Mm-hmm.
It's like shotgun.
I'm always the big spoon, so it would be nice to finally be the little spoon.
Mm-hmm. Black bears are on the rise in the state of Ohio. You people who live out in the sticks probably already know
Take
this.
that, Republicans.
Yeah. Ashtabula, Geauga, Trumbull counties, especially out there.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Black bears are all over Ohio. The only bear species found in the state, the black bear populations, are growing. And, there are a lot of places in this country where certain species were eventually driven out, but little by little they come back. And they're coming in. I like to imagine how this works logistically, because the stories, as they're written, they go, well, there's a lot of black bears in Ohio, and they're mostly coming from Pennsylvania and West Virginia. And so I imagine bears hitchhiking. They've got
they got their banjos.
Yeah. A tiny suitcase.
We're trying to make it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Can you give us a lift?
Uh-huh. A tiny suitcase with stickers of all the cities they've been to on it.
Yeah, or one of them's got a bindle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's more carefree than the others.
Yep. Looking for picnic baskets all throughout the Buckeye State. So black bears, again, this is not new information. For those of you who live way out there. But, just keep your eyes open. Even in more densely populated areas, people are starting to notice. I hesitate to say wildlife encroaching because we're the ones who encroached. But they seem to be kind of reclaiming their time. A lot of deer, a lot of coyotes, a lot of, what else have I seen a lot of? I mean, out by where I live, my God. So many platypi.
Oh?
Platypuses? Is it platypuses?
I think it's
so many
platypuses,
platypuses. Yeah. Oof.
I think it can be either.
Okay. So they're seeing a lot of black bears in the state of Ohio, and especially up here in northeast Ohio. They're not federally endangered animals now, but I think the state of Ohio tells you can't kill them. I don't know if that's, people who hunt on a regular basis, if they hear that something is not federally endangered, they get a little moist in the shorts. So obviously, you'd want to check with your ODNR and your gaming commission type people, fish and wildlife, game and wildlife, whatever it is. And they have all these things. They're like, hey, because it doesn't just have to be out there in the middle of nowhere. You might be at the window washing some dishes in the kitchen, and you see a bear wander by. And I think by now most people know how to make sure that they don't get, bring the problem to their own door. You don't leave food outside. Yeah.
And if you see one, you don't try and pet it.
Right, because, they point out that they really don't want to have much to do with us. So it's very, very unlikely that a black bear would attack a person. Just give it a wide berth. You don't want kind of a DiCaprio Revenant situation. You don't want that.
Yeah.
So
and they're not
steer
that
clear.
as big, so it's not going to be, it's not a grizzly like he was dealing with, but they could still mess a person up.
But I also wonder how many of these tips they give you actually work, or if they've just been said so long that people repeat them. They go, stand your ground, appear large. You're supposed to make yourself look bigger. Make a series of wild gestures and loud noises and things to keep the bear away.
So a bear comes over, you're just like, looking him off and stuff. Just like, F you, bear.
Get the hell out of my face.
Do the Italian thing.
Hey, mafangul! How do you like me now? So, yeah. Because I was reading about a woman in California who got mauled to death by a bear. This is a 71-year-old woman in California. And they found her dead in her home. She was living in the Sierra Nevadas. She's living in one of these mountain communities. And she was killed by a bear. They found her dead in her home. So I don't know if did the bear come in her house? Because they initially thought, well, she died before the bear came in. But then they did kind of a pathology report on her. They're like, no, she got killed by the bear. Could the bear have mistaken her for a salmon? Is there any chance that could have been a thing? I don't know.
Probably not.
Don't know. Small mountain town
Was she
near.
going upstream?
They didn't say that either. When they found her, she wasn't wet. That's probably all they know. Small mountain town near the Tahoe National Forest. And I always like when they find the bear, too. You know, that's wild to me. There's so many amazing things going on in the world that are worth investigating. And it's probably something really simple. I don't know. But if you go to a woman's house and she is dead and she's been mauled by a bear, then another group of people go, we got to find that bear. And how do you find the bear? You're near Tahoe National Forest. How do you find the bear? Here's what I think. They don't. They find a bear. But then you go, nope, because they want to make sure it's that one. So they DNA test the bear. They do. They DNA test the bear to see if that's...
episode of Maury?
Yes.
You
are not the mauler. But so they find the bear who is the mauler. You are the mauler. And they euthanize it. Which seems a little unfair.
Yeah, the bear because what a bear does.
The bear is just out there doing whatever. And, you know, these mountain towns, you're going to have bears rummaging near your homes and looking for things. Now, the woman was wearing a hat made of peaches, which is really bad from a design standpoint, but really even worse of a decision in a community where bears are not uncommon. Don't do that. Whatever you do, those of you who live out there, Ashtabula, Trumbull County, Jaga County, if you have any articles of clothing made of fruit, perhaps you have shoes made of carved honey.
I mean, those are becoming quite popular.
Just think twice.
Reebok used to have the honeycomb hexagon cushioning, and now they're using actual honeycombs. So be careful.
Yeah.
That'll get some bears your way.
They're super comfy, but there's a trade-off there.
Right.
And it might be your safety. The door was broken, and there was bear scat on the porch. So I assume that's where they got the DNA. I imagine they didn't swab every bear within a 5-mile radius. They got the DNA from the scat. He works fast, boy. You go in, you maul a lady, you go out, take a dump on her porch, and you're out. Man, nature's crazy. But, the woman's daughter said that bears were frequently trying to get in through broken windows and that her mother had physically repelled a bear before.
Can you think of any place where people can get new, safe windows? I can't say bear-proof, but,
Nor can I.
Yeah.
I mean, the Window Nation windows that I've got in at my house, Bill, I've never seen a bear in my neighborhood. But they certainly are strong. Now, here's what I would worry about, though, is if a bear in one of these communities dressed up as a window installer. Then you got problems.
Right. Don't be tricked.
Nope, because they're going to come in and they're going to have, these are the signs to look for. They're going to have glasses. They're going to have on a fake mustache. They have a tool belt. And you're going to go, ooh.
And they're not just after your picnic baskets. They're going to kill your meemaw.
Yeah, they're going to kill your meemaw and,
also, it's good to point out that not all black bears are completely black. Sometimes they're as noted in the article I read, cinnamon brown.
Hey! So if you look real closely, cinnamon brown bears.
Which now, that just sounds like Teddy Grahams flavors.
Right. Well, a lot of people are pointing out to me, too, and maybe this has something to do with it, with these bear attacks, because it is Pride Month. And but not that kind. Actual bears.
Yeah.
Like Ursa Major,
Although sometimes those bears, cinnamon brown.
Cinnamon brown bears. Yeah. So they DNA test the scat, But then how do you find the bear? You go, how do we find this bear? Because you have to compare it to something else. They swab the woman or figure something out. And they go, we got two kinds of DNA here. There's human and there's ursine DNA. Then what do? You got to track that bear down. Now, how did they finally find the bear? They looked for the bear that was wearing the woman's Easter bonnet. And they finally found it. And it was hiding behind a tree. And they euthanized it, which I think is nice. I mean, they could have shot it in the face, but they euthanized it. They got it a last meal of blueberries and honey and 5.5 pounds of peaches. And then for dessert, fatal overdose of phenobarbital. And I don't know if it had any gas. But speaking of bears, Alex Jones is Pride Month. Alex Jones is, the articles say that he has finally agreed to liquidate InfoWars. And I'm trying to figure out what the real story is, because he's been fighting this forever. Alex Jones is a liar and a grifter, so you never know what his real plan is. All I know is that ever since that Sandy Hook verdict, he's been shoveling all his money quietly into his dad's, like a shell company in his dad's name. The plan seeming to be so he can go, well, I don't have any assets, and then let Sandy Hook pick up the scraps, the people who he owes that huge judgment to. But maybe it's legit. I don't know. Because he had been pushing back at every turn, saying, we're not going anywhere. He didn't want to give 1 red cent to those poor families. But apparently his lawyers are like, there's no way to reorganize what we've got going on here. Chapter 11 is when you try to reorganize your situation. And I guess his lawyers are like, look, there's no way around this. I think he had a big ranch in Texas he sold or whatever. So as of today, that's the word, that they're going to liquidate his. See, he doesn't control InfoWars right now either, because as part of this bankruptcy, I think it went to some court-appointed company or something, or some overseer. Now, I have to wonder if that overseer has any connection to, of course, the Illuminati. But I don't know. Because he owes these people like $1 billion. And Alex Jones makes a lot of money. He sells a lot of dumb crap to a bunch of rubes. But he doesn't have $1 billion. So, yeah, for a while he was funneling all of his money into something in his dad's name. But I don't know. For people who are still InfoWars fans, I don't know what's going to happen, because that is one of his assets. And so it says that as of yesterday, he agreed to liquidate his assets, including that would end his ownership of InfoWars. So who knows? This is a married guy with his own children. And, he's made he was fun to make fun of for a long time, but he's not fun to make fun of anymore. I didn't even know InfoWars was still a thing. I didn't even know that he was. I mean, I played that clip earlier where he was crying,
going.
But I didn't know what form it took. I mean, I don't know if he has
like its own website.
Does a staff or anything like that? I mean, for a while he had all kinds of people working with him and for him.
I think it'd be real funny if somebody that's like a real anti-Alex Jones that's got a lot of money bought InfoWars and turned it into like a completely different entity, like rebranded it as like a liberal news site or something, or not even
not even that, just something what would be something diametrically, not even politically diametrically opposed, just something that it was just a screen of like a cartoon cat that you could go to, and you'd put in your birthday and it would sing you a birthday song or something, but they keep the same address. It's still called InfoWars, but it's just a static cartoon of a cat, or maybe a bear mauling a woman. I don't know.
Ooh, that's
too soon?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there'd be a real big audience for it.
Oh,
maybe there would be. I don't know.
Now, this doesn't mean that InfoWars will cease to exist. They could sell it to another owner, but it ain't gonna be him. So they have a hearing scheduled for next week to determine the fate of his a company called, hilariously, Free Speech Systems. I will miss these.
Yeah. You know. But we got. I feel like we got the ones that we were gonna get. You know, I don't think there was gonna be too much between this one and America First and
Gay Frogs.
Gay Frogs.
And,
Putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. America first. America first. Get that through your head, dude. America first. America first. You heard that before? What? America first. America first. What the hell, man? Dude. America first. America first. To all of you, let me explain one damn thing. America, America, America. Dude, you understand? America, America, America. My point is America's first. America, America, America. What the hell, man? Globalists, no. Goblins, no. This is it. Everybody get ready.
Goblins, no.